Greetings, Earthlings! My name is Zero Jake and welcome back to Space Engineers. So, last episode we were dealing with the downstairs environment. The downstairs environment that's full of welders. Pretty cool, yeah. So what I did, as I said I would last episode, is I moved all of them along this way by one, and then added another bunch there so that we could get a better build range thing. What I've also done is, if you could see back here, we have a conveyor network going up to the surface that has this cargo container, so that when I am building ships that aren't blueprints, so that I can blueprint them later, I can do it by hand pretty quickly without having to dash anywhere. Yeah, so basically this entire thing here, including this underground section, is the template for the medium-sized construction zone. Okay? Or the construction zone. Because I may build more, I may just have this one. It really depends on where this thing goes. But we now have cargo container, we now have fun things, it's all good. So today what we are going to work on is we're going to work on a projector ship. And by ship I mean a stationary thing that's going to sit here, project, and basically that's how everything works. It's going to be a small projector because we're only going to be able to build small ships on here, because actually we may be able to build big ships on here, but that will be later. And by later I mean that will be never. Well, okay, when I say later it is later, just trust me there. I've also extended the platform over here so that we actually have room to store the, projector ship that will sit around here. Something like that. I still have my red helmet and black suit for some reason. I don't know how that's happened. Yeah. So, first of all, cargo container. I've also named some of the cargo containers and hidden some of them so that this is a cleaner environment. Still have to do the same with the oxygen stuff. What we need is we need some construction components. Throw that away, throw that away, throw this away, throw this away. Good, right. So we wanna start construction over here, so that all we need to do is we need to place down the components, and then it will automatically build, and then I will fly it over because it also needs to be able to fly for some reason. We'll probably be using like tiny thrusters. Atmospheric thrusters in order to pilot this thing. It's basically a drone that'll sit over there and it will stay there for like a long time. Right. Okay, so what we've got to do is we need to clear out an inventory. We've already got a clear inventory, that's good. And then what we want is we need landing gear. Right? So we want a landing gear, yeah? One. That's all we need. We also need a remote control. We need a gyroscope. We need a antenna. What else? So we've got remote control, that. We need a reactor. We can get the armor plating later. So I guess the only thing remaining is the thrusters. So we've got the atmospheric thrusters here. What's the size of them if they're small? Right, so if I press this again, it will go to the small variety. That's the large atmospheric thruster, noting that it's currently in red because I'm currently using the color red, which I won't be soon. And then we've got that. Okay, noting that when we build our lovely scout ship, this is what it's going to be using. Large atmospheric thrusters, they're kind of big. Alternatively, we could build it here and build it by hand, which means that I won't have to move it. And it does mean that I can place it aligned to this, which probably won't happen because I've just done that. Oh, you do annoy me. I really want this to actually, like, align. Here's a question. What we could do is we could have a connector here that will connect to a connector on top of it that will then be the thing that we need. Noting that that's quite a large landing gear. Yeah, that could work. Well, there are yeah, so several ways we can go about this. I'm still contemplating. We can build it here, fly it. We can place it here like a turret, or we could place it here on a connector so that it just stays there. However, we all know how bad connectors act, right? They attempt to destroy themselves on a regular basis. Yeah, I'm not really thrilled with having to do that. Right, let's have a think. Yeah, we'll go the connector route for now. It helps. Right, so we want to get rid of this, and then we want a connector, which will be placed here and flipped up that way. Okay? Okay. We also need to weld this by hand. 12, 8, 20. 12, 20, 8. Good, right. There we go, there's our connector. Which should be connected to everything. Yeah, it is. Because, you know, my computer keeps freezing these days, but actually, frame rate's improved. Oh, no, wait a second. It hasn't anymore. It's probably because the tower's in the way between me and the fleet, so therefore it's reducing... Well, it's stopping it from rendering. Because the fleet is technically being rendered over there, and since they're all in one place, that's kind of chaotic. So, we've got this, and then what we want to do is we want to flip it over, but have the small one. Yeah? Noting that we're still going to need to make it, you know, fly, so, yeah. So, what we're going to do is we're going to place it. It should collapse onto the floor like that, and everything will be fine. We'll weld it up a bit so that it doesn't actually die, but we'll keep it there because welders don't actually give inertia. So we have this platform, yeah? We have the platform that's basically the locking mechanism. And also it allows us to rotate the thing as well without having to mess with too much stuff. So what we want is we want some light armor blocks as a base. Yeah, light armor blocks as a base. Alternatively, we could have light armor blocks around there. Yeah, that'll probably be better. Well, I want to try and keep this thing as low down as possible, so that it helps with everything. Except that this isn't. This is going to be too low down. Yeah. Okay, so 1 here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay, so we have that, and then what we want to do is extend it a bit more to go like this, and I'll show you the reason why. And then we want to get thrusters. Yeah, smaller ones, please. Thank you. Smaller. There. Good. We want to make sure that they're facing the right way. So this one and this one. Well, so basically these 4 in the center are going to be the ones that make sure it goes the correct way. And then we're going to have one, and then we're going to have it going around in a circle. You know, kind of make it look like it does rotation, but it doesn't. It does side to side and stuff. Noting that we use gravity to, you know, go downwards, which we'll do gently, because that's how we roll. So we've got that, and then the final thing that we need to do, which will use up fuel. I probably okay. So we have interior. Yeah. Okay. We need interior plate. No. Yes. Int. Thank you. Let's get about 50 of it. Good. And then what we want is we want the reactor here with its opening facing upwards. We then want a gyroscope, well, 2 gyroscopes really. We then want a remote control facing the correct way. You know, if I can ever get it facing the correct way. There, right? Yes, good. Okay. Weld that up a bit because that's basically the cockpit. And then what else do we need the antenna. Oh my god, that's the new antenna? My god, it looks cool. So that's that. Okay, so that's remote control, gyroscope, antenna, reactor, and atmospheric thrusters. Is there anything else required? No. Right, okay. So since this is now there, we're going to run away, because this is going to be explosive. We're also going to get the remote camera and move him closer and turn on the lights so we can see what the hell's going on. And then we're going to make... Why are you... I don't want to see you. Why are you showing yourself? Why are you showing yourself? I don't think that's entirely necessary, fellas. Yeah, on, off. I'm going to need to do this for all of them, aren't I? Yeah. On, off, right. So you're no longer showing, but that one is. So I'm going to need to go into outpost, turn that off. CZ. This guy. This guy off. Right. Okay, so we no longer have that. Good. Right. Now, for the moment of truth. Make sure I'm far enough away. Yes, I'm far enough away. And keep the lights on, you fool. Enable. And there we go. Lovely. Noting that it's currently all red, which is kind of not intentional, but we can deal with that. And then it's powered. What? Why is it powered? Why can I access its thing? Interesting. I'll have a look at that. So yeah, let me just turn off the welders before I run in there. Good. And then 6. It might be because I was in spectator. No, I can still access it. Even though it's not got any power. That's very interesting. But, you know, we'll be back in a second. I just need to go get some fuel and change up the colouring scheme on this mess. Alright, we're back. And guess what? Well, I put some slopes in, but guess what a projector ship needs? A projector. Because apparently, this company that I'm working for is run by fools. Fool being me. Now, it's going to be annoying since I have to get the orientation right. Because it's going to be incredibly annoying if I don't. So if we place you there, and we colour you the correct way, which is this, and weld you up. Oh, we need one more large steel. One more large steel, please. And then we also need to replace the reactor, which will face forward instead. Weld that up. 1, 1, 2. So we want one thing here, one thing here, and 2 of these. I think. Yes. Right. Reactor. Disable jetpack. Get uranium. Excellent. So this thing should now be online. Well, once we place it on there, it should be good. And I'll be using this output here as the connector to Beyond and such. So this antenna is online. I need to change this into, let's say, CZ01 projector. Okay. And we'll have a control panel. Change these all to thrusters. Thrusters off in terminal. We've got a connector, gyro, so gyros. No, you'd select that guy and then go gyros. Save off in terminal. Remote control, and then we want to change the antenna into CZ01. Reactor, we can change that back. Projector, right. Now comes the fun bit. Right, let's get a blueprint of a small ship, if I have such a thing. Yeah, Collector Mark 1, okay? And we seem to have it the correct way around. That's good. So, essentially, if I was to use this to build the Collector Mark 1, that's what it would be. Yeah? And we can offset this as much as we want later. So, okay, now that we know that that works, let's go to the projector ship. Let's disable... let's remove that blueprint. Yeah. And then we finally want to go off into the great unknown, because we're going to pilot this. Hopefully, badly, because that usually gets a lot of, attention. Well, before I do that, actually, I'm going to take a screenshot. I'm going to take a screenshot. Give me a second. There we go. Screenshot taken. We can now get rid of that. Get this back and stop acting like a weird person. Yes, good. Okay, so now we have the fun thing of piloting, which is going to be hilarious. Right, get the projector, get the remote control, and do we want to disable control wheels? Flight mode? No. I don't want to mess with that. Okay, right. So remote access, and then we want to take control of this guy, which means well, I can rotate, so I guess that's fine, but I don't actually have the ability to fly. Possibly because this thing is a bit heavy. So let's do this. Let's get rid of you. Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Oh no, it's because our reactor's overloading. Interesting. So we need a bigger reactor. Or more. So if we go get reactors, let's go get a azimuth fusion tiny, because those usually end well. And then we'll place some additional reactors here and here. No, we don't need them really. I'm gonna get out dodge and then weld them up this way because it's going to be much quicker. Welders engage. Off. Good. Okay, so if I get 3 point... No, just get 3, just get 3. And then throw 1.5 into here. Yeah, and then the same into here. Okay, and then we'll see if it can lift off, right? So, projector, control panel, control. Go to 7 and good. Right. Oh, that's a bit high. Okay. Okay, right. So I'm not going to use the mouse to control this because that's going to be devastating. I'm going to instead use this. Probably want to go a bit upwards. Get the better spectator camera. Get up above so that we can make sure that we're above. And then go back into it. spin. Yeah, sorry. I'll stop in a second. Right, so we want to face this way. Okay. And then we want to go back to this guy. Go downwards a bit so that we can see this. Well, so that we can see that. Okay, and then we want to go back to this control. We want to change what? Connector. No. We want G, go to connector, and then go to switch lock and on or off. Right. Right, we want to wait until acceleration is 0. Good, right, and then we want to lock. And then we want to turn that off. Good. Right, okay, so that should work now. Yeah. So technically I should also be able to... No, because we're attached to a station, therefore that's happened. Okay, so now we're good, which is nice. Okay, so now that we've got that, you know, we've got all of this stuff here, it's madness. But what we want to do is we want to go to... well, basically we want to hide all that is part of this lovely little ship so that it does not get in the way. Yeah, except we want to keep the projector. Yeah? And so what we want to do is we want to hide each one, which we'll have to do separately. Off an inventory screen off, off an inventory screen off, turn this off, turn this off, and then turn the last one off in inventory screen and off. Good, right. So now that we've done that, we should be able to get this projector running. So now I can stop doing that and I can go back to this and then we can have fun. Good. So you're facing the correct direction, right? The correct direction. Now the only problem is if I leave and come back, will it mess with you in such a way that you would start, you know, having a heart attack and dying for some reason? If it does, then that's going to be annoying. If it doesn't, then that's going to be great. Anyway, right, so game faces, people, game faces. Let's get this projector up and running. So we want oh yes, because that's happening. Okay, CZ01 enable broadcasting off. Okay, so it means whenever I attempt to connect to the outpost, I should be running these. Yes, good, right. I should be running on that antenna, not this antenna, because that's how things work. I'll basically turn on that antenna when I need to control this thing, which hopefully won't be when I'm 10 billion miles away from it. I'll also, you know, weld these back on because they were nice. So let's weld those back on. And then let's colour them properly. Coloured. Let's cut colour back, and then let's go get welder. Okay. So let's do this. So what we want to do is we want to remote access and then take control. So we want to go to outpost. We want to go to remote control. We want to find this guy and then we want to turn him on. Yeah. And then we want to go down, remote control, control CZ 01. Okay. And then what we want to do is we want control, go to control 2, and then we set up the projector stuff. So we want increase and decrease horizontal, the verticals, and the forward and backward. And then we want to increase pitch, decrease pitch, No. We want those on different ones, don't we? Yes. Increase, decrease, increase. Yeah. Control 3. And then we want increase pitch, decrease pitch, increase yaw, decrease yaw, increase roll, decrease roll. Yeah? And that should be all that's needed. Okay? Good. So now that we have this, let's go get ourselves a projection. Noting that we're not going to build it, I just need to make sure that I can actually offset it far enough. Because if I can't, that's going to be fun. The same kind of fun in, oh my god, I'm going to have such a horrible time. Right, so let's find a good ship. I mean, technically, we could build another dropship. So, just for, you know, reasons of getting this thing underway, let's get this back. Yes, that's a dropship, okay? Dropship. You see dropship, you feel dropship, you know dropship. Noting that it has the sprue down there, which is going to make things annoying. But yeah. Yeah, so this is an outdated blueprint. That one's much more better. Well, that one's much better because it has actually good thrusters. Actually, does this one? I don't know. Yeah, I think it has the thrusters it needs. Okay. So, for example, if we were to go to outpost, we need to go back to the control, which is up here. Control CZ and control. We would now need to increase this offset. Okay? Increase this offset. How far can we do that? Right, we can go up to there, which is about up to here. That's good. That's really good, actually. So we can place this anywhere that we want on this pad, which is very nice. So we could create a second dropship if we want to. We're probably not going to. What I'm going to do in between... There, I can't speak. Okay, so we've got the construction pad up and running. So what I'm going to do between this episode and next is, in creative mode, design a flying scout slash fast fighter transport that is atmospheric. And that's going to help me get around places, and it means that I can go to... you know, lakes and mine ice manually so that I don't have to replace my hydrogen all the time. So it's going to use, well, it's going to attempt to use, you know, atmospheric stuff and use uranium and stuff like that. But I'll be designing that, and then we will build and test in the next episode. Until then, my name has been Zero Jake. End transmission.